Alright, welcome back to the Banner Saga, and by all accounts this could be the finale of it. I'm told it's not a very long game, and we've made some pretty good progress. Let us carry on. Day 119 seems astounding. Our party has changed quite a lot over the campaign. Some people took Dredge to the head, other people betray us. But such is the nature of the end of the world. Let's get a quick recap of who we have and what's so special about them. I got Rook, he's an armor breaker. That's probably not the correct way to use him, but it's our way of using him. He breaks 9 armor at a time. We have Gunoff, yeah, he just goes around killing people, and that is fine by me. Old Man, my favourite man around. I don't think he has anything specific. He'd be pretty good at breaking. He's just all round amazing. I love having him around. We have one-armed Ivor. I really miss that arm. We got Nid, the replacement daughter. I mean, our other daughter's okay, but something I quite like about Nid. I'm not exactly sure what. Maybe the fact that she can hit really far, and she breaks armor as well. That's why we leveled her up for that. Well, we gave her points in that. I want to level her up further, but we're all out of renown. Oh yes, the Mender. He just mends. That's all I do. I barely use him offensively. Poor Onif, I've had him around and we've just relegated him to the back row. Mogi is around. Hogan died horribly, head crushed by Dredge. I'd love to emote him. Well, he's currently sitting it out. He is injured. I'd probably swap him around with Nid. But let's keep on going. I honestly can't remember where we are story-wise, but that's probably all the more reason just to keep on moving. Assuming I think we bought everything that we could here, including an item. Let's go. How much is left of the game, more or less? Well, I don't know, but Worm is saying 1 chapter, so there might not be a lot. Morale is sadly only normal. I'd like it to be considerably better. Someone's been nicking extra goods from the supplies, a concerned woman tells you. Counted those myself yesterday, and no mistake. If this keeps up, we'll all be starved before long. Well, I'll be honest, if more things go missing, then it's rationing a clock. Your clansmen loathe the idea of even more stringent meals. Accusations abound, and 2 different fights are up before you regain a sense of order, but you get the message through. Sweet. Oh, what are they unhappy about? If that morale drops any further, though, we're taking a rest. Good morale is great for getting all that will, especially for Rook. He converts will into crushing enemy armor, leaving the path open for giant sword man, and giant old man, and giant one-armed man. I love my giants. The Godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos children away from the solitary Dredge slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Should we be worried about that? I don't think so. Couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Well, we're checking out that Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes that don't make much sense to you, though even tells you that some of the Menders have deciphered them. It's how the Menders learn the language of the gods. Past the largest stone in the hill, a long series of slabs contains more writing all the way down. The odd thing is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be nearly about any topic. But improved morale is always good. We're about to depart. Some boys so curious about the dead Dredge are shrieking and pointing. Must not have been dead, but you see that they've opened a wrapping that was in its hands. This shouldn't be seen. Oh dear. We've been fighting these Dredge the whole way. Why are women and children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading, they're running. I don't think this is the time. When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder. During the Second Great War, we called it Raise. Every time we'd build our defences, it would flatten them and push us back again. He became separated from the rest of the Varl, stumbled upon Raise deep in a snowstorm, alone, da-da-da-da-da. I threw my axe, it twisted in the wind, her son died. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow, she didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder. Well now. I mean, it is war, what do you expect? Hopefully that story cheered everyone up. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? A lump forms in your throat, looking at a small obsidian creature squirming before you. Yeah, no thanks. After a much passionate debate, some women in the convoy offer to take care of the infant and are shunned by the others in the group. You leave the Godstone of Ingrid with a caravan divided. Well, at least I wasn't the evil one. Yeah, Ivor could have been king. Maybe then we would have brought more of the old men with us, but the one we have is going to have to do. I want to camp, but supplies aren't massive. Well, oh god, well, I'm going to have to now. Can't handle this low morale. Dang. Well, we take a little bit of a rest and no more. I want to have my people injured so that resting up both improves morale and improves their health. Otherwise it's just wasted. You're making the usual rounds. You hear a rather loud debate coming from an area that the Varl have gathered. What's up, Varl? Ubin, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a mead house than battling a Sunder. No, I'd rather be known for not dying. I don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plough headfirst into the dredge, they follow you into the hills, get lost. Now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have Bellower leading them? Have you never heard of the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? Both the Varl halt their debate when they suddenly notice you watching. Don't stop on my account. Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. The warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses, Bellower, pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up here and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? How can I not side with Old Man? Well, the answer is when there's another Old Man, and whilst I really like fighting with Old Man Sledgehammer here, the giant tax collector, can't say no to him. He's been around a long time. Thought you'd be happy to finally be the oldest Varl in the land. I'm not convinced you're really older than me. Yeah, nobody's going anywhere. I do not lose, Old Man. That might work on Ivor, little one. I'm not asking for your blessing. In the old days, I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ivor? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood. Alright. No, Old Man, no! No! Oh no! I put so much into that Old Man, and he just legged it. Ah! God, my army feels half naked without that staggering sledgehammer-toting Old Man. Up ahead, a scout shouts, some giant ball, but it's empty. You approach the structure, but recognize none of the markings. The walls seem unsteady at best. Finally, sleeping beneath a roof, you overhear several families begin unpacking. We must find some clues. Let's get all Scooby-Doo on this. Whomever left here may have had a good reason, you tell the caravan, but after a few tiring hours of searching for clues, you have no answer. The frustration of the wasted time is apparent on the clansmen's faces. Yeah, let's live in danger. Cheers erupt as people flood into the building. A Varl leans against the support pillar. It cracks and brings down a portion of the massive roof, crushing a number of clansmen beneath it. Sadly, the rubble is too deep to recover their bodies, and you leave the building behind with regret. No, the only thing I've left behind with regret is that old man. I really hope he comes back, though. Maybe he'll keep the proud Varl tradition of returning with 3/4 of his limbs. Yes! Yes! Gather around, doubters, echoes a shout in the distance as Krummer and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. Behold the invincible Varl. We're thrilled to see him return. Did the plan work? Asks Ubin. Work? Of course it worked. Same old dredge. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. And if you apologize, I'll tell you how I found these, tossing us a pair of leather gloves that look to be big enough for a Varl. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. Dunder's hand. Oh, I'm so glad old man is back. I mean, the rest of the events have been so brutal that I simply assumed he was going to go the way of the Eggle. Get back on the roster. Ah, I think he deserves a promotion. What would I do with him, though? He's a good armor breaker. He doesn't have a lot of will to actually break said armor. Besides, I have Rook for breaking armor. Again, not endless amounts of will on that guy. Ivor is also long overdue, that. There's a question about what that hand is all about. If we come away from here, where's that hand? Here we go. Dunder's hand. According to myth, the god Dunder needed these gloves to just lift his hammer of creation, heavy as it was. Well, Gunnulf, I know you have dodge, strength, and strength, but how would you like to have Omega Strength? 21 on Big Sword Man, and he can Tempest Slash. I was told that the Obsidian Bell is really good, but I've yet to really put it to work. I'd like to give it to someone that has lots of armor, but I don't have anybody with high armor at all. We're really fragile in that regard. Which is a shame, because the guy with the good armor betrayed me. Always being betrayed. Still, let's keep the renown for now. We can always spend it later. Hang on, there was the thing I took off there. The what Big Sword Man had before. Could I reasonably give it to somebody else? Alet's bracelet is really good. +2 strength, level 5. Old man could have it. Alet's bracelet, though, is so good. Armor per turn is so good. Break is so good. You kind of need armor. What am I meant to do? We've all got good stuff, although I would quite like that extra strength. Yeah, not if it comes at the cost of also losing your armor and extra willpower, because now you can actually exert said willpower. Nope, this was a great thing, but we'll leave it behind for now. Percentage dodge strength means that an attack that targets strength has the chance to miss regardless of the armor, and in addition of the chance for deflect. Huh, thank you. So even if you weren't normally going to be deflecting, you have that percentage chance. Well, this is not a game that has a lot of percentage chances in battle, and I don't want to introduce them, because this isn't a game where I want to rely on certain things proccing. Morale is normal. Morale could be good if we rested up a day. Let's keep going.
As Sigurholm approaches, we fear the worst. The once calm lake surrounding it now looks like a bowl that has been flipped. Proud home sinking into muddy water. A side effect of the quake. What has the rest of the world become on the other side of those mountains?
Must feel pretty good being the one guy here that has a house still standing. One catastrophe to another, says Oddleaf as you pull into Sigerholm. The town appears to be sinking into a lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno is not here. You get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. We reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. How long are you willing to wait? As long as we need to, and I think we need to get out of here. I don't feel good about the place. Something doesn't feel right. The people here are staring at us like those vultures in the wastes. I think Oddleaf is right. I saw a man the whole time we were setting up. He was just watching me in a creepy way. Juno will come, just give it more time. Rook, listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. Well, you did mend the armor on Giant Swordman many a time to keep him ticking. So I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. What are they? Oh god, Renown gets us no food. Forget shopping here. Armor per rest, will per rest. I hate things that are per rest. It's not worth our time. If my units are resting, then they're not killing. What's up, Shaggy? You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno. Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, or something has happened to her, are you sure what you saw was real? Could have been a dream, or I don't know. You were pretty exhausted. I don't know. Everything's a blur, but don't tell the others. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. Why is Bellower following us? That I'm curious about. I saw Grofheim as it burned. The Sunder blew through it like a tempest. The Varl fell in the thousands. Most of the Sunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to or heading towards Arbarang. Bellower stayed in Grofheim just for the sport of it. As we fled to Einartoft, I thought he must want to wipe the Varl off the map completely, but then he came after us. Maybe he knew Ivor was the one who killed Reyes. Maybe. Let's make sure he doesn't catch up. I would quite like to know about weaving, though. The hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made out of threads woven together. If you see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's like trying to play a harp with invisible strings. Look at my staff. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of... hard to explain. How is mending? I never really thought of it like that. It's just part of me. They knew very young that I would join the order, born into it. My mother and father both menders. The guild is for lots of people now, builders and healers. Do they pull lightning out of the sky? That's not normal. I like his lightning attack, but I prefer to have him mending my my attacking force. I don't know what to think. Wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escape the dredge, that serpent said darkness was covering the world. Don't know how long it'll take or what it means. I'm just solving one problem at a time. Well, so are we. Took me a couple of years, but finally half a year supporting my favourite streamer. Thanks for the content, says Ender Ola. Oh, there's the end of times. The Menders are in Arbarang. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spend all day worrying about serpents or Sunder. I think a lot of people are intimidated or scared of me. Maybe sometime we could talk about things that don't include the world ending. Well, I'm willing to stick by Shaggy here. But if it's Shaggy or my giant Varl friends... damn, are we meant to leave? If I leave, he probably won't be happy. I don't know if I can just mash rest. What does the map have to say? I'm actually at a loss for where we are going here. Ah, there's Arbarang. Damn, that's a fair trek. Are we even gonna make it? I'm feeling like no, we will not. This is definitely Greenland. Nice map. I like it. I wonder if they sell this map. Right, well, Rook, please wait. She said she'd be here. We need her. You can tell he's terrified of leaving, as though he'd be giving up on Juno. You tell Evan you'll stick it out a little longer, but you're not certain how long you're willing to wait yourself. Every day lost becomes more precarious. A scuffle has broken out in front of the houses. Thief, shouts one of the people, as a group of strangers flee from your camp. Oddleaf is already running in their direction. They took our supplies. If I chase the thieves, I have a feeling bad things will happen. I got no problem murdering the entire town. Let's talk it out with the locals first, though. You wander onto a beach where some of the men have been waiting for you. Their terse words exchanged about whether anything had been stolen or not. You don't see who draws the first weapon, but it stops the conversation cold. Oh yes! There's killing to be done. Come on, old man. I really want to emote him, but... Oh man, it doesn't even twist that thing fully. Promoting him would be nice. Breaking tons of armor is nice, but he already deals a good bit of damage. There's also the opportunity to promote Ivor. Somebody should be promoted. I might just plug him full of willpower, because he can exert quite a lot of it. God, I better not lose old man in this campaign. Armor, strength, and will. It's tough. Breaking shields is pretty good, but it's kind of Rook's job. But it does mean if he can take armor, he can be very useful in breaking shield, and that's something I kind of lack, so let's do that. Okay, let's... Again, I don't want to give him any of this, do I? That's a very good thing. I'm glad he stole it off of my useless daughter. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. It's a fair few villagers, a couple of them archers. None of them particularly well armed or armored. It's lambs to the slaughter, but I thought that last time and I paid for it dearly. If you can just take a few steps forward, you can Tempest slash these guys like nothing on earth. And you go second. You go first. If you disable that armor and these guys don't get to go, then we are in a good spot. The mender mends. The archer arches. Alright, who's going when? Curses, she's going first. She'll probably get out of the way of Tempest Slash. Worst case scenario, she moves into a position where we can't actually put it to good use. Regardless, Rook. See that, Rook? That fellow there deserves no armor. If I'm able to pull off a Tempest Slash on him, that's 21. He'd die already, actually. Is there actually any point in de-armoring someone? Probably you, because you're not in Tempest Slash range. Yes! You are already dead. You are all already dead. 3 adjacent enemies clockwise from target. Turium! Bad move, villagers. Very, very bad move. You're gonna have to try a bit harder than that, I'm afraid. Alright, you have a disgusting amount of armor. I mean, not that it's gonna trouble you, but still, let's not have it. Stay strong there. Although I appreciate that's not always easy. If Rook's up next, that might not be enough to disable you. Nah, it certainly will be, actually. Archers are so incredibly fragile, particularly to other archers. Is anybody even armor damaged? I don't think so. Well, I'll just rest up, my friend. Right, you there. You hurt my daughter. That's admirable, but you have to die for it. What are you even trying to achieve? If it's a swift death, it can be granted. Outnumbering us isn't gonna work for you. The thieves scatter pretty quickly when you start laying into them, but when you return to Caravan, you discover why. Even more supplies have gone missing since you rushed out into the fight. Oh dear. A random assortment of people from the Caravan confront you. Listen, we don't feel safe here. I don't know anything about the Menders or whatever, but we're gonna leave, and I hope you'll join us. Looks like a dozen people, farmers and fighters alike, feel the same way. Encourage them to stay, refuse to... no, we'll just wish them well. I'm all about self-determination. You give them your blessing, but explain why you can't just leave yet. Why can't I leave yet? You don't know where they're going, but you hope you'll meet them again. Okay. Bye-bye, my clansmen. Ooh, the fighters as well. The Varl? Don't leave me, guys. They're still not... Yeah, renown gets me even less now. Probably because I killed everybody. I have to spend so much renown to get anything here. How long do we have to wait here? Like, seriously? Do I just wait here until I have no supplies left? This feels a bit like it's the wrong thing to do. I'm losing everything here. I'm really losing everything for this guy. How long does this take? When's she joining? Oh, jeez. Is this what I get for trusting Shaggy? She's got to come eventually, right? I feel significantly betrayed here. What happens when I run out of people? It's still telling me that I'm losing people, but who do I even have to lose? Do you get a game over at 0 clansmen? Like, we've been waiting a couple months for your beloved Juno. I'm not sure she's coming. Well, there's no one left to lose. We're just all alone. Alright, there was clearly a mistake made there. Let's, wait, where is my last save anyway? What is with this ordering? The sunken city. Oh. Well, if I get to slaughter the villagers again, then that's a win. Yes, yes, we've seen it all before. Just have all this again. It's kind of strange that the game doesn't have a save function. It's hard to really understand how it works. There's a save after the fight. It saves pretty often. Oh, okay. Well, we're still resting up. I wonder if we should do something else, though. I want to kill them. Let's just chase them down. Come on, you shout, and several join you in chase. You wander into a breach. Some of the men have been waiting for you. I mean, I'm all for killing them again. Oh, I didn't level up old man, did we? Oh, this is a little different. Looks like it puts you at a more disadvantageous position when you do that. I mean, we have the strength to one-shot pretty much anybody we see. Just keep our archer relatively safe. Keep the mender mending. Does anybody have armor that we would actually like to not have? Probably that guy. Alright. Well, let's start by removing it. Incredible shot that a bow can remove that much armor. Oh, wow. What a horrible thing to do to my archer. It's alright, we do horrible things as well. I should probably come between them so they don't run around and destroy my archer. Although she'll probably move in and kill him anyway. Kill her anyway. Oh man. Poor girl. She probably didn't deserve it. Well, nobody's really taken anything that can be described as damage here. Just chill out, Mender. You're alright. You, however, that was my favorite replacement daughter. You can't be allowed to live for that. I thought this guy would leave me when I ran out of food. He did say earlier, if you want to keep me on your team, make sure there's plenty of food in the caravan. And I failed to do exactly that. Just chill out, old man. You've earned a rest. Oh well. They love picking on the relatively weak targets, don't they? Try your luck. Nice kill, Mender. Very nice kill. Well, there's no kill like the overkill. It's a real shame about having Archer Girl get injured this time, but we can always swap her out with Mowgli. I think I prefer having Mowgli than Archer Girl. Archer Girl just takes too many hits. As in, the hits hit too hard. Even more supplies are gone. Wow, that's quite a few supplies. And perhaps I should try encouraging them to stay this time. They make it very clear they're not interested in discussing the issue. You hope you make it clear you made a mistake yourself. Oh no. Alright, and that's as good as we can do it. Let's get the heck out of here. Okay, just a little longer, my friend. Rook, please. Just a little longer. Well, I can't wait any longer. Last time I did, things went really bad. We've got problems. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it'll be slow going. We could float the caravan over the lake. Oh, I've tried that in another game. Doesn't work. We could... We just go around the whole thing. No idea how long that'll take. We'll get some of the locals to help, of course. Well, a longer walk might mean more people to fight and kill. Fording seems like a really bad idea. And we don't trust these locals, do we? Let's take the detour. You leave Surgholm in a hurry, hoping to outpace the dredge. Must be close behind as you continue further south. You first hit overgrowth, then forest. Finding land that is dry enough to follow back around, you circumvent the mud. You've lost a lot of time. You hope it doesn't haunt you later. That's a lot of supplies to say goodbye to. God, we are low on supplies. Probably because I burned a lot in that waiting around. Jake, I caught what I think was a Danganronpa reference in one of your videos. Yeah, I've played all the Danganronpa games, as far as I know, at least. The sounds of a skirmish alert you to a varl surrounded by half a dozen armed fighters. One man spots you and shouts, "Leave us to our business. This varl killed my father without reason." The varl is about to respond when a man attacks. The giant swats the blade aside and silently watches for the next assault. I don't even want to hear what he has to say. We defend the varl. They're like people, but better. Ivor, we could use any varl with a good sword arm, couldn't we? Stop it with the arm puns, Rook. Ivor's still a bit tender. They watch from a distance, shouting obscenities and something about injustice. The varl turns around. You didn't need the help, but if I'm going to travel, it may as well be in the company of other varl. He falls in line. Welcome aboard. Oh dear. You're about to head off to sleep for the night. Onif pulls you to the side. I have a couple of concerns I need to speak to about private. Look, I'm ready to ditch you. How well do you know the people traveling with us? How many strangers? We have picked up quite a few. I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skogar, they're loyal. I mean, it seems pretty clear they'd die to protect you. I'd do the same. What about the varl? You don't even know half the warriors. You're telling me they have no problem following a man's orders now, after everything happened at Ernatoft? If they're willing to fight, it is worth that risk. Until the moment that it's all gone wrong. What happens the first time the Varl don't want to do what you tell them? If Krumer gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest. They could take this caravan by force at any time if they wanted to. I got no choice. Gotta disagree, Rook. We always have a choice. They're not the biggest problem. There's a mender who pulls lightning out of the sky, tells us what to do and where to go. I think we lucked out when his mentor didn't show up in Surgeholm. Just the apprentice? What's the depth of the master capable of? I heard they were found practically dead in the middle of nowhere when the dredge started showing up. Then an enormous serpent shows up, tearing the world in half. Takes one look at Eyvind and bolts. Suddenly they need our help instead of the Mender Council? How does that make any damn sense? He could have taken control long before now. A shrewd man with ambition can be very patient. I'm grateful for what you've done to get us this far, Rook. But it's always been about trust. I think it's time to part ways, so to speak. Nothing personal. Onef is holding a knife buried deep in your ribs. What? Your vision blurs, blood fills your sight, you gasp again, there's a bird whistle. Onef's fighters from Frostville leap into action, cutting people down as Oddleaf turns to fire on the men. Onef runs her through, pulls the blade from her back without even breaking a stride. She drops like a sack of flour. Onef heads straight for Alette, who freezes. You rise to your feet through the pain. Oddleaf is dead. Somehow you find the strength to cleave the nearest traitor in two, but you can't find the breath to shout. The lung is punctured. Onef clutches Alette's wrist amongst the commotion. No! Oh dear. Feeling a bit sore here. Feeling a bit very sore. Oh man, I'd rather have Mogi than Nid at this point, but let's just go for it. Well, good thing I didn't level him up so much. He has 10 and 10. I have a very, very big friend who wants to have a word with him. You'll slaughter them. You can de-armor anyone, but they only have one person with significant armor, and he's right there. Maybe it's better that you pick away at the archer. The mender can mend whenever, wherever. I'll have you there. I'll have you there. Nope. If you can mend, you will mend from a distance. Not a fan of that archer, mate. Right, you're going. You'll probably slam into Ivor, but Ivor's got enough shield for you. I like willpower, mate. And I don't like enemy archers. I like killing them, though. Feels like all is right in the world. Okay, you filthy traitor. I got one man who's pretty loyal. And now I have two traitors. Keep it together, Rook. They're the one going next. They got 12 attack. Wait, who's they? Who am I looking at? This guy? They're gonna do some nasty stuff if I don't get my rear in gear. It's time to declaw. They're going next. They also have a lot of pain to dispense. Unfortunately, there's a good chance I won't be able to hurt you. But that would knock you down quite a bit and stop you from doing such awful things to Rook. 5 and 7, 11, but you could exert extra and actually kill him. I gotta take the chance. Alright, well, Rook is relatively safe. Barely, but next guy's gonna kill him. Poor Rook. 7, 4, 8. Well, Mender. For the love of God, save him. Rook, you get the heck out of Dodge. I should have horned it up to make that better, but oh well. It's not like I don't have other Varl. Loyal till the end. Bird's eye is 100%, Jake. Yes, but it's only two. It was only 1 damage. I wanted more. Ivor's fine. Better to work on the guy that's better to pillage, actually. You call that an attack? Right. First things first, laddie. No armor for you. Second thing second. I wasn't kidding. No armor for you. There's not a whole lot you can do, just rest easy. How do you think revenge feels, Rook? I'm thinking it feels pretty good. Just chill out, big guy. Old man steals the show. Such betrayal. I can't believe this. Where's Alette? Shouts Ivor, but you're already hobbling, ignoring the battle raging. In the haze of pain, you think you've lost their tracks. You hear Alette screaming in the distance. You tear through the trees. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried in his right eye, as if placed there by hand. She looks in your direction. I killed him. Good job, daughter. You got the makings for family yet. You cringe as much from the pain as the appearance of Alette and her bloody struggle. I'm not hurt, I had no choice. You're bleeding, yes. Aha. Alright, mend me, Mender. I wouldn't like that. I only hope I didn't. I'll survive. Hehe. It's a good thing Evan was here. She's going to pull through. Wow! Said they killed Oddleaf, but she's going to survive. Managed to kill most of those traitorous sons of bitches, and the rest fled into the woods. Alright, well, hopefully fewer people mean more supplies. Why did Onef do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened. He thought my leadership would get us killed. All this time we had no idea. I think Onef was running Frostveller the whole time. Ekel was always just a barking dog you put in the yard to find out who your enemies are. It was no accident. Onef went after those of us from Skogar. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would just fall in line, or at worst they'd take all the supplies and leave the rest as dredge bait. We have to be careful, we can't let anyone join the caravan anymore. No, we're not like him. You're a better person than I. None of this changes the fact that Bellower's out there somewhere following us. That swamp around Sirgholm might buy us some time, but we've got to keep moving. Ah, thank God we found a place to stay. That means a place to buy stuff with our mighty amounts of renown. How are you feeling, Oddleaf? I'll be honest, I was a bit relieved when I heard you died, and disappointed that you're alive. When I have an archer on the team that I don't use, I feel a little guilty, and also disgusted. I thought for sure, well, would you have missed me, Rook? Without Evan, that's all you could have done. Instead, you'll have to put up with my crap a little longer. It still aches like you wouldn't believe, though. Oh, maybe you would. Heard you took a stabbing yourself. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. Sometimes it's lonely since my husband died. I'm so lonely, Rook. I guess I'd say it's more like being alone, even surrounded by all these people. Not like I don't have to worry about. I'm glad to have a let. Da-da-da. What about the caravan? You mean we should start kicking people out? That's a tough one. Usually we have first to give you a dirty look for it. On the other hand, I got a sword in my back. Oddleaf thinks for a moment, then sighs. Don't send anyone away, just make sure nothing happens. I don't care about a let. I've got a new replacement daughter. When I'm a little more awake, we'll talk later. Can we not? Oh damn, this isn't a market, this is just us resting up. Damn, I don't like that. Well, fortunately, it's only myself who's injured. Even the archer's okay. Maybe I rested more than I thought. Okay, well, let's go with our 2 days of supplies. Oh boy, situation's gonna get real grim real fast. We need to find somewhere to stop for supplies. I burned so many supplies earlier. Stop! A resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. The surrounding terrain comes alive with armed fighters surrounding the caravan. No need for bloodshed. Leave a couple of wagons and pretend you never even stopped here. How about you leave what you've got instead? The counter-offer takes the leader by surprise for a moment. We don't have time for this nonsense, hisses Oddleaf, loosing an arrow before anyone can react. The brigand leader falls in a spray of blood. Something sinister in the way Cromer laughs about this turn of events convinces the rest of the brigands to give up on their errand and beat a hasty retreat. I like you, girl. Rook? What? I like your girl, Rook. Ah. Hang on, where's their supplies? I was meant to steal those. Hey, this looks like a settlement. Where's the goodies? We're out of food. Oh no. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you. A few clansmen, but most importantly, a market to spend. Oh god, renown does not get a lot of food. But we need a lot of it. I hate to spend so much renown, but we clearly need a lot more food. Nemesis ring, never deflected. It's pretty good for archers, so I'm told. +2 strength is also pretty good. I'll just take the food though. I could rest, but Rook's fine. He doesn't need strength. He's an armor breaker. Although what would be good is morale from resting, because morale's not looking too hot. We'll take a quick rest, but otherwise we're out of here. Let's go. Strength resist is probably the best stat in the game. It's permanent, non-removable armor that can reduce damage to 0. To 0, you say? Ah, feels so much better having supplies, even if I had to burn so much renown on pretty low amounts of food. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Observe someone who's already eaten some. After a short time, you note the slurred speech of a young man partaking the fruit. Besides a little drunk, he seems fine. I do like food, but this seems like a trap. Let's take a bite ourselves. Several watch you taste the fruit. You pause after swallowing and feign choking. A let rushes to your side. Soon everyone's a little tipsy from the fermented fruit and spirits are high. Oh, well. Decent. Unless I'm about to have a rumbling bellyache right here and then we lose days. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon. In a few tents, a woman cries out, "My boy!" and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Make